second ago.
What do we gotta say to the vlog right here?
Great work today. Wow, that's
yeah.
awesome. What, 7 months in?
Yes, sir. 7 months.
Really
Yeah.
fast, man. Went 8 solid rounds and working. Everything's coming right together. I tell you what, if you can find day one Connor was watching today, that guy was here watching you today, be very happy for you. Very proud of you. I am very happy for you to be proud.
Let's get it. Boys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode. We just got done boxing with Coach. We had 8 solid rounds of sparring. As you can see, he beat me up pretty good. My face is all red, but yeah, 8 rounds. My first time sparring in like 2 weeks, and I actually felt better than I've ever felt in there. So we're making progress. And yeah. So I'm trying something new. Well, I tried something new. I guess you guys would see this after with the intro. I'm trying to do like a cool little edit. I'm learning because like I told you yesterday, I want to get more into like filmmaking and editing and whatnot. So I'm learning, baby. But yeah, so we have quite the day planned. Well, I don't know. I don't want to make it sound all exciting. We don't got much going on today, but we do have more sales coming in today. So we have new traffic, which means we have to go through our sprint sheet, which is exciting because we haven't been able to do that for some time. We're putting our new merchant account to the test. So today is the true test of that account, boys. Like if it smacks, if it does smack, at least for a couple of weeks until we get our new cap increase, well, we're going to be chilling. Like we're going to be making some good money off that, and it should bring us over a lot profitable. And so we're hoping for the best, and we're going to see that today. And honestly, like I feel like the way that things have been going, it might actually just end up working out in our favor. Like somehow, every time that we're in a tight situation, or especially Hunter and I, like every time we've been in a tight situation, God sends some sort of help for it. Like, dude, I swear, we were $40,000 in debt, and our MX like helped us out with something, and basically. Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell this story on YouTube, but but it was like it was a good one. Then there was a time where obviously we were like couple, we were like 40 grand in debt. We were in debt quite a few times actually, guys. So just seems to be the way shit's gone for us before. But every time we shake it out, we don't even think twice about it anymore. It's just like, oh shit, okay, we're in debt. What do? Make money, pay it off, and so. Somehow the universe has given us blessings every single time we really need them, just to be like, yo, you guys don't quit, you're supposed to make it. So I think that this might be one of those times. So we're gonna see pretty soon if it does smack, and if it doesn't, well, it's still one of those times because at least we know something else, which is our edge, really is our edge. So should be dope. But yeah, boys, so I'm going to head home. I finished up boxing like I told you, did an 8-round sparring, went here, my car's a little bit of a mess, but I stopped at the fresh market, grabbed some celery like I forgot yesterday, grabbed some guac because it's fire from here, and some more ground sirloin because you guys know what I'm going to do with that. Absolutely devour it, probably. And yeah, so I'm going to drive home and finish my daily sprint sheet, check up with some clients from Reabilify because they've been like back and forth with us. We have to integrate one of our clients and stuff. So we have quite a few things to do today as far as business goes. I'll take you through most of them, but yeah, it's going to be dope. So talk to you guys in a couple of minutes when I'm heading home. So peace. All right, so we're out here on the balcony getting in some work, making some cash. Actually, today is one of the very few days lately that we've been profitable. So let me pull up our numbers here really quickly. So we've got a 67% rebill rate today with about $651 in rebills and $538 in net profit after expenses and everything like that, product costs, shipping, all that good stuff. So we're positive today. That's a good thing. And the new sales haven't started to come in yet. Like, they haven't really pushed too much traffic towards us, but we're excited for that when they do, because obviously, like, that's going to be nice. We'll get to really see how the new mid performs. And yeah, so should be awesome. But basically, I just hopped off a call with Hunter, and we were just talking about some possibilities. Like, we always prepare for the worst case scenario, and just in case, you know. So like, let's just say February 16th, we don't get our increase like we expect. Well, what we wanted to do and what we decided to do is that if we don't get an increase on this merchant account next month on February 16th because they say, oh, your refunds are too high or your chargebacks are too high or whatever, right? Which our chargebacks aren't that high, but they're higher than we want them to be, right? So what we wanted to do and what we will do on February 16th, I mean, just starting now, to be honest, is running our own traffic through Facebook, even if it's break even or like even slightly negative, to this merchant account. So the reason for that is because typically the traffic we can run, we can control, you know, the type of people that we're attracting, the kinds of ads we're using to even bring these people in. We're not making any crazy claims or anything like that. So we'd expect that our refunds would be lower and our chargebacks would be lower as well. So we think that, like, worst case scenario, after a month of that, like, they'd be cool with it, you know? So they'd give us the increase and then we'd start the affiliate traffic back on that merchant account. So the beautiful thing about having two merchant accounts is that, you know, we can run traffic specifically to one, and then we can tell our affiliates to run traffic to the other one. So we're still seeing how the other one's going to perform. If it doesn't perform, then we can't really have affiliates run it in the first place. But if it does, then we can have them run it there, and we can run our own traffic to the one that we want the increase on, right? So good stuff. And then today we heard back from a merchant account provider, I guess you could call them. They're just a group that like handles the back and forth with the bank, the communication and all that stuff. They're working on getting us another merchant account that would perform very well. We know that for sure. So we're seeing how that goes. You know, we had some pending items from the bank come back. They were like, hey, change this, and this about your website. So we're making the changes just to be like, you know, more compliant with them. There's literally like thousands of FTC laws out there. So sometimes you don't even know you're breaking one, and the bank catches it, and they're just like, hey, look, like, it's not a big deal, but we need you guys to change this so that we can provide payments for you guys, at least for the time being. So yeah, I mean, it's not a huge deal. Like, you just want to make sure that you're in compliance with your bank, basically. So that's what we're doing. We're just making sure that we're all good to go. So yeah, some great progress on that front. Obviously, that's something that's been a massive pain point for us in our business, has been not being able to process the amount of payments, right? Like, we just don't have the merchant account capacity to do that yet. We did get the other approval, which is the account we're testing, which is apparently no cap at all. Like, they allow you to go up to like 10 million a month if you do good performance. So if that converts really well, then that's an amazing account, right? Like, that's something that we're going to love. But if it doesn't convert for whatever reason, maybe their bank is bad, or maybe their BIN is bad, I don't know what it could be, but it's just obviously not going to be worth it for us to run on, because then we're just losing money, right? So that's basically what we had update for our accounts. My girl and I went down to the little restaurant right downstairs, and it was really nice, like sunny. Today's such a beautiful day here, like, and it's supposed to be even nicer tomorrow and Sunday. So tomorrow I'm going to be spending the entire day at the beach. But yeah, so we went down, had some oysters, very good for you. Had some oysters, hung out, talked about life and the future, the goals, and I think like we both came to the conclusion that at one point we would love to move to Europe and have like 6 spots all over Europe, like one in Italy, one in Greece, one in Spain, just like have spots everywhere. We're not there yet, but I would love to do that, and obviously have a place here in America because I'm an American baby. But yeah, so pretty cool stuff. That's been my day so far. I'm actually getting to work now. We obviously handled our pending items and whatnot through the bank, like throughout the day on Telegram. But I'm getting into my work right now. It's like 6 p.m., so I got probably like an hour and a half of work ahead of me. And yeah, so should be a pretty solid hour or so. Let me take a look at these things. So I told you we've wrapped up our advertorial. Now we're just basically warming up our Facebook account. if you guys are not familiar with Facebook, sometimes like you need to warm up the account for them to activate a lot of spend for you. So you can't go and spend $1,000 a day right off the bat. You have to start with like 50, 60. So we're starting off with a super low budget, just like on social proof ads, kind of like clicks, not optimizing for conversions yet, just to warm the account up and like get the spend in there so that they can go ahead and like, okay, yeah, go ahead and spend $500 a day. When they do that, that's when we're going to start to optimize for purchases. So should be dope. And another thing that we did is add our Facebook pixel onto our funnel. And so by doing that, every purchase we get, every abandoned purchase we get, we're going to have that data on our pixel, which will in turn help our ads optimize internally. So I'm pretty happy about that. It's going to be dope. But yeah, so oh yeah, I was saying, so we're going to have all the data. And the reason that it's important is because like it'll help our ads optimize, yes, but all the people that just see the website and they don't buy, we're going to be able to hit them with a bunch of retargeting ads like on Facebook saying like, hey, here's 25% off, but it's just going to be like from Facebook. It's not like us contacting them. It's an ad they see. So we're going to be able to hit them with retargeting campaigns, which should be great. Give us some extra cash to collect. And yeah, I'm very, very excited for all this stuff. You know, we got a lot of big stuff coming up here. And right now we're just dealing with it, taking the punches and rolling with them, right? So no merchant account cap on this one that we deeply want, but that's just the way it is. So I do have a couple of things that I'm doing. First off, I obviously log in to make sure we had no new chargebacks today and to see our chargeback rate. We had no new ones today, thank God. And so we're hoping that towards the end of this month with new traffic and everything like that, it lowers our rate below 1%, and we can get a cap increase on February 16. But should be dope. I mean, I obviously started this company like with Hunter a couple months back, and it's been a bunch of ups and downs, and like, to be honest with you, that's kind of how business is at first we did like I think $23,000 in revenue our first day, and we were very profitable. And then obviously now lately, because we just don't have the cap available to us, we're not doing that numbers, right? But we saw the potential, and once we saw the potential, we like grasped onto that, and we're just like, this is how it's going to be. We're going to get this figured out no matter what's in front of us, the banks, whoever it is, we're going to still figure this out. So I mean, that's kind of our mindset right now, is like we're thinking super long term regarding this brand. Because when we came up with this concept with our team, and or they approached us with this concept, to be honest with you, and we just kind of came in and we're like, okay, let's make this work long term. So we're still in that mindset. Like right now, yeah, $600 is amazing. Like that's money right there that I'm very happy with today, because it's better than losing money, right? But even if we lost money, I think that I would still be very happy with how things have been going, because not only the business is progressing, but mentally as owners, we're progressing, right? Like we're learning new things every single day. We're learning about like how to actually manage an infrastructure that's going to be bigger than what we've ever managed before. So we're constantly talking to our customer support. We're actually looking through emails. We're looking through the calls. Prior to this, like I never really put an emphasis on studying that stuff, studying the feedback from customers, which I should have, because everybody that owns a company, especially in like tech founders usually tell you to do this, but understand your customer is the most important thing. Like know their concerns, know who they are, who's your target audience, like where do they even live, like what states, right? So you can learn a lot about your customers just by digging through the emails, seeing their concerns, even by looking at your CRM, which is like your Shopify, and looking at their addresses, like what states are primarily ordering, and then you could kind of read more about certain types of people that live in certain areas, So learning your customers is so important in order to scale, I think, and like it's something that we're putting so much emphasis on now, this go around, that we hadn't been before. And so it's just constant learning. Like I said, we're progressing so much as founders, and I couldn't be happier with how our mental progression has been, even though the business has been pretty stagnant, right? Like we haven't really grown too much. We're about to hit 400K in revenue. Beautiful. We should hit that by the end of this month. And, that's really good. 400K in revenue. Profit's not there yet, but we're getting there, and I think that the biggest takeaways that we've had so far have been sometimes you can't control the uncontrollables, and you need to really look for alternative solutions to those problems, and or those uncontrollable things like our merchant account. So we're looking for alternative solutions, and we're also still working with these people to make sure that we get our cap increase eventually, right? Can't control the uncontrollables. Have to study your customers. You have to know who your customers are, what they want, where they're from, how they sound on the phone. You can learn so much about somebody by their voice too. I hate to say it, but you can. And so we're learning a lot about these people just by their voice. And in turn, what that allows us to do is know what to put in our ads. If we run ads, guess what? Now we know what to put in the ads because we know who's buying them, right? So we know how to appeal to these people, right? It's let's just use this as a primary example. This is not something that we're doing, but let's just say you sell political products, right? You're selling Trump merch and you're selling Biden merch. Okay. Think about who supports Trump. Gun-toting Americans, right? And so what do you want to do? You want to put these things that will appeal to your target demographic in order to sell your Trump merchandise in your ads. Same thing for Biden. What do Biden supporters love? Read about Biden's policies that they all got behind, and then start to talk about them in your ads, because now you're appealing to everything they want to hear, basically, which allows you to convert them into customers for your business. So that's been something that we've learned a lot about by studying our customers. I think it's very important to know. And that's an evolution in us being founders now. It's something we're really focused on. Even just our mindset with rolling with the losses, right? We know that we're taking losses some days, and some days we're super positive, but you have to just roll through the bad times. And in all honesty, most of business is not going to be good. Especially when you're starting. If you're starting a business and you want it to be amazing at first, reality of that is maybe you'll have some success and you'll be relatively lucky, if you want to say, or maybe you're just the most intelligent guy ever and you have the best time doing business. But for most people, for me, out of my experience, I've learned that business isn't all positive, especially this business, right? It's not like a cash grab. Cash grabs never last. So building a long-term business, something that you can be proud of, you can stand behind, you can put your face behind, is something that is going to be hard for the most part. So if that's something that you're trying to do, for me, that's something I'm trying to do, right? If that's something you're trying to do, but you're not having a ton of success right now, and you're looking at all these people doing OnlyFans management or whatever, driving around Lamborghinis, stay dialed in on your focus, your path, because dude, at the end of the day, you're going to be running laps around them. You just have to deal with these hard things. You have to deal with these hard times. And ask any legitimate business owner. They're going to tell you that for the first year, 2 years, 3 years even, of them running their own business, it was hard. Most ship their orders out themselves out of their garage, So there's plenty of people out there that are experiencing the same thing that I'm experiencing right now, where they're building legitimate things, but it's harder than building an illegitimate thing. It's so much harder because you have to actually put a lot of energy into it, into all the things that I talked about. So we learned a lot about just rolling with the downtimes, understanding it. It's part of the game. So I've been really happy with everything, and honestly, the progression overall has been amazing. So I feel great about this. I mean, I think that the world has been blessing us over and over and over again. Even with this opportunity for me to share this video with you guys right now, I just couldn't be more grateful that this YouTube channel has even grown to the point that it's at right now. I think that I talked about in my 2024 goals video that was my goal for 2024 is 1,000 subs. Now that goalpost has shifted a little bit. I think I'm trying to hit 10,000 by the end of the year or something like that. But we're already at 700, and it's just a month after I started the channel, which is crazy because, it just goes to show consistency is very important, and I'm blessed to have the opportunity to share this stuff with you. I hope that you guys are learning a lot, but yeah, boys, so amazing stuff. Couldn't be happier with how things are going. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive into some of the more of this work. I have to just do some more technical things, and it's more boring work. So I'm gonna just be reading reports, and obviously, like I said, getting to know our customers, getting to know the ins and outs of our business even more. And yeah, so I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and work on this stuff, and yeah, so peace. All right, boys, so finishing up the work for the day, headed inside, and Angel's chefing up one of her grandma's recipes, which is like cream cheese, carrot juice, and egg whites mixed together to make these like little cakes, which I had them. She said that the first versions weren't so good, but I had them and they were fire. So I'm about to dig into the real version pretty soon here. But yeah, today was great. To recap, I just kind of went through all of our daily tasks, which was just upkeep on our business. The new traffic hasn't really come through yet, so we're hoping maybe tomorrow it comes through. We have a bigger day in terms of revenue. But overall, great day today. I'm glad to be back in the gym. That was like super nice. I hadn't been there for like literally a couple days because just being sick and stuff. So very happy with that. And yeah, we finished up with about $500 in profit for the day, $530 and some change with some profit today. So better than the days past where we've been losing cash. So very happy. I did have a call with one of my clients actually. So here's something I think would be useful to talk about is they called me and they were like, hey Connor, you know, like what's the average rebill rate across your clients, right? And I was just telling them like, listen, subscriptions vary, right? So you can't sell a product, let's just say I sold this for $1 and then I tried to have somebody subscribe to a VIP membership or whatever, you know, the offer is for $29. Well, the odds of that rebill going through are low, right? So what I told them is like, listen, you need to be testing, and you guys that watch this have been hearing me talk about this for the last several episodes, but testing is like the name of the game. And that's what I was telling him is like, listen, what you need to do is find a formula. First, you need to find the cost of the product you're gonna sell, right? So you're gonna sell this product. If you sell it at $5, does it convert at 5? Will you test price points higher? Test 5, 10, 15, 20, and find the sweet spot for conversions and profitability. And then what you need to do is test different price points for your subscription. So basically, just like end this conversation, it was all about testing and finding the formula, which is just the numbers that fit within your business to make you profitable, right? So are you profitable on your $5 sale? Good, if you are. Are you profitable with a 30% rebill rate? Okay, amazing. Are you profitable with $10? Like you just need to figure out what works for yourself. And I think that too many people just like get into business without having any idea of like, oh, let's try to test this because of reason X, Y, and Z. Instead, they're just testing it because they think the price point's good. And then if they find a working price point, they're afraid to experiment with other ones because they don't want to kill what's working already. And while I understand that, I think that it's important to like maybe duplicate the product or like duplicate whatever you're running and test another price point, because if it's converting at a lower price point, it'll probably convert maybe $10, $15 higher, which would, you know, also increase your profit. So that's basically what I was telling them. And just putting emphasis on the fact that you have to test. Like when we started our CBD company, we had financial projections for like the following 6 months because obviously they're not word for word or number for number, I guess in this case, but it is like giving us targets to hit, right? Like we have targets to hit as far as average order value, what we want to see with our rebill rate, what we want to see with our affiliates pushing. So like we have targets to hit now because we've created these financial projections within our formula to actually go ahead and set milestones, set goals, and set like a bare minimum for our profit. So it's been really helpful. And if you guys don't have that stuff, like tomorrow, actually, I'll share with you more our spreadsheet that we actually created for this CBD company when we started, which just gave us some idea of exactly what we needed to move forward with. So like going in prepared, going in with an idea of what exactly you will need, bottom line, is very important. And especially as you start to get that first batch test of data back, right? So like for us, if we didn't know what our CPA, which is cost per acquisition of a customer, would be through our affiliates, well, we would have to test like 1,000 clicks to see what the CPA is going to end up being. But because we already did know it was 160, well, we were able to create our formula using that number, using AOV that we needed to meet with that 160 CPA to be profitable, using like, you know, projections for the rebills at a lower projection, just to see like worst case scenarios. Like just you can run the numbers and really see worst and best case scenarios, and it allows you to prepare accordingly. So Worth it, worth the time, worth the money. If you guys hire like an accountant or somebody to do that, worth it. Worth it. And you can do it yourselves. It's not that difficult. So tomorrow I'll actually talk more about that. Yeah, so thank you boys for watching. I appreciate it. And, or boys and girls, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I looked at my YouTube stats, but like, I think it's like 98% guys. So I'm a ladies man. What can I say? You know, got a 98% male audience, but sick. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you tomorrow. So peace.